What's up, guys? Nick Major here with Matt and Jake of August Burns Red. We just had a great little interview, so stay tuned to check it out, and be sure to give the video a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel.
That's nice. That's nice.
All you guys now have been together for well over 10 years.
Yep.
What is it about the chemistry between you guys that has allowed this to happen? Because so often with bands, you just see members changing here and there,
right?
But not with you guys.
When you're forming a band, you're in your more formidable years. So I started the band when I was 19. Jake came on board around that time. You're figuring out who you are. Not that I'm not now, I'm 31, but I have a little bit more of it figured out. I know how to deal with people, I know how to deal with drama, I know how to deal with stress. And it's tough when you're in a band because you're around each other all the time. And so being, with the same guys for 10 years, I know how to make this guy mad pretty quickly and vice versa. And so on days we joke around and on other days you don't. And you just know how to make the, motor keep turning, and you know how to keep it greased and keep it oiled up. And so for 10 years, I mean, at this point, it kind of seems easy.
What I say, it's like being married
Right.
to 12 people without the sex, So it's like,
So it's
really
just like being married.
No, I don't know how I go that far, but it's like being married. It's like you just have this commitment level, where it's like, hey man, I know I'm not going to change you. I know that, you and I look at life differently in certain ways, and but that's okay, and we can do this, and so there's aspects of where it's like, hey, we're friends, and then there's aspects of it where it's like, hey, we're business partners, and sometimes you have to be able to navigate those waters, and a lot of things end up being, when you want it to be black and white, it ends up being gray, and you just have to figure that out. And I think that our band as a whole are pretty good at communication, which I think is something that we've definitely learned over the 10 years, 10 plus years or whatever. But right now it's good. We understand, how to communicate to each other.
I'm a huge South Park fan, Team America fan, and I was so stoked because a few months ago I was like, hell yeah, a Team America sequel. Look at this thing. That is a banging track they got on this. But then I realized it was a new August Burns Red music video. How did this idea come to be?
Fearless actually came up with the concept of, us just having kind of like a throwback, because I don't know if you recognize it or not, but throughout the Medler set, yeah, and just us being, some puppets rocking out hard and stuff, and music videos are, for us personally, like, can be very challenging, and it's a lot of hard work to, just like the video we did after that, we went in at, I guess we're all up at like 7:30 to meet up in our van and trailer with all our equipment.
And this is for the Frost?
Yeah, this was for the Frost, and then we went to Philadelphia, and then we really pretty much shot from like 9 to about midnight. And what are you doing back there?
just touching you?
Yeah, just saying hello. And so with this video, there's like, hey, look, we've got this really cool idea. We're gonna make you guys puppets and all this stuff. And so they went and they asked us to send pictures of our our profile, and then like clothes that we would wear on stage. So the little puppet that's JB is playing the green guitar that JB always plays. He's got sandals or flip-flops on. I have like a sleeveless more weight shirt on, and they did my tattoos.
Were they pretty accurate?
They were. They really were. Like Jesus is on my arm. There's Jesus on my puppet arm. Yeah, my puppet arm has Jesus on it.
That must have been the least exhaustive video you guys have ever had to take part in.
That's why we were all like,
exactly right.
Done. Yeah, cool, let's do it. And then they shipped us our puppets,
Oh, so you have the puppets?
Yeah, mine's kicking it next to my on my bookshelf.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. Literally, his leg is just hanging off the shelf. Like.
Another thing, apart from band members changing over the years, is a lot of times bands will significantly try something new, shift genres, whereas you guys have kind of always had a sound, but you seem to elaborate off that and try new things with that sound. Why have you guys decided that route rather than, you singing on a track or something, which I so frequently see, like a screamer comes out with a singing song.
Right.
So how have you guys decided kind of the direction to maintain for the band?
As far as drums, I've always loved drumming because I'm challenged by it. I love being challenged by something. And drumming's so hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But it's because of that I still love it, you know, to this day.
Still challenging yourself.
14, 15 years later, I sit down and I'm like, man, this is so hard. I'm going to spend 3 hours of this today and maybe not even get anywhere. And so the way that plays out then musically or creatively is I'm always trying to do something that I couldn't do before. And so when JB sends me a song on guitar, it's like, this is cool. I could play this or this or this. Let's try all of them and see which fits the song the best. But somewhere, you know, sort of sewn into all of that is this idea of being challenged by it. And finding something that's new. And so it's not a premeditated thing that we really set out to make something that we haven't made before or to find a sound that we haven't found before. It's just this blank template and we say, let's try this and let's see if we like it. And if we like it, then we're satisfied. Hopefully other people like it too. But our standards for our music have always been pretty high. So if it passes our litmus test, then we're good with it. If the song fails, it fails. But we're not going to look at it and say, shouldn't have done that, because the fans didn't like it. Well, we like it, and we're proud of it, and so it's a success in our books. And so the sound on this record, on Phantom Anthem, is a little bit more serious. It's more straightforward, less of the wonky parts. There's still some deviations from, you know, the metalcore sound, but JB does a good job of keeping it creative, but staying true to what we like to play, especially in a live setting, because if someone likes the song, we're gonna have to play it a couple hundred times, and that's important to us.
Yeah, and I think over the years we've taken a lot of like we're you know, inside our camp of the band, like we're proud with like who we are, and we don't want to veer from who we are, because then we're not us, and so it's kind of like simple guidelines, you know. So like we're never gonna go to like full blown singing, like you know, it's not who we are, you know. Maybe if we were in this band for like another 10 years and like we just started to slowly get there, then we could say, yeah, that's gonna happen because that's who we are, right? But jumping, you know, we stay in our lane, and our big slogan is like, we don't want to follow the genre, we want to lead the genre. So with that being said, we're not going to go out and do trendy things. We're not going to follow what's happening. We're going to continue to do our best at being the best musicians that we can to produce the best music in this genre that's possible for us to produce. And so that's just that weighs on our hearts, so it's a stressful process. It's very stressful for me, and I'm not writing the songs. So I can't imagine what it's like for, you know, Matt or JB, or, you know, and but also I think the thing that is really helpful is that everybody's an artist in this camp, but everybody's respected, and we all understand our positions. And I think that a lot of bands don't understand their positions, or they don't understand individually as musicians, like where they are in the body of their band. And you know, being a vocalist, you know, Brent and Matt, I mean, everyone has written lyrics, you know. You know, and then when I do vocal takes for the whole record, they go home with the record for a weekend, come back with all their notes of everything they don't like about my voice.
Oh, that's great. And that's a great honest thing to be able to have within a band, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I sit in a booth for 2 full days after I've accomplished everything I think sounds great, because I'm not going to give them a product that I don't believe in, right? I'm not going to say, hey guys, I'm done and here's, you know, a half-assed job, right? I'm not going to do that. So what I give them is what I think sounds good, and I've spent hours and hours and hours for that. They go home with it, and then they tear me a new one for 2 whole days. So it's like
I tried my best, guys.
Yeah, it's a place where you have to compromise, and you have to have grace, and you have to be willing to understand that it's not your band. You know, it's all of ours. You know, the lyrics. It's not Jake the lyricist or Jake the screamer. It's like, hey man, you're Jake, who's a part of August Burns Red, that has this gift and these tools to produce beautiful or amazing music with the rest of these guys.
So together.
We'll figure that out, you know, and I think that's why we haven't jumped to one thing, because there's not one guy leading the ship. It's all of us, you know. And I mean, that's a hurtful place sometimes, because, you know, sometimes my pride, you know, gets the best of me, or I don't want a certain part taken out, you know, because I really love that part. But we have to compromise, and we have to make it work together. And you know, that experience though is a really beautiful growing process for our relationship, brings a closer bond. And maybe it's saved us, you know, in times when we're on tour and we hate each other's guts.
It kind of answers my question earlier about how do you guys stay around with each other for 10 years. And it's the fact that you've really been able to, you can judge each other's stuff, you can say something's bad, you can say something's good, because you all know at the end of the day and you all agree that it's for the best product that you can do. What do you know for the next few months?
I've been playing hockey a lot lately. I'm a part of 2 hockey leagues. That's kind of like my thing right now. Going to the gym, playing hockey. I've got a French bulldog named Winston Finnegan Luhrs. Oh, he's the sweetest, cutest, kindest thing you've ever seen in your life.
What a name.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
you just want to grab his shoes and give him kisses, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just
man.
like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I have a dog. I know. I have a dog, Dracula,
Hey, man.
Chihuahua pug. He's great.
He's a little puppy.
What's his name? 4 names long too?
Dracula.
Okay.
Drac.
Yeah.
Drac?
Yeah.
Hey
Drac,
Jake,
like
add on to
Drake,
that
but
name
Dracula,
like you
sure.
did your dog.
Oh, I used to have a pit bull named Levi, but that was short, obviously. But his name was Leviticus Maximus Primus Lorsis.
That's what I was gonna say. Was short for.
Right.
So
Levi.
That's that.